Okay, this might have been a little bit obvious since that kind of happened over the past few days, but all my modulars and stuff are on the ground. This thing was cluttered. It had Rivendell on it, and I got it off, so now that it's all cleared off, we can finally start working on the city again, which it's been quite a while since we did, and it was usually in shorts that didn't do well, so you guys may not have even known that I had a city going on. But with all these modular buildings and stuff on the ground here, they need to go somewhere. They've been sitting on the ground for far too long now. And now that we have the church, we can put that on there. And since there's not a treadmill right here, eventually we can put another table and add on to it. But for right now, first thing that I want to do is, first of all, dust this table because it's a bit dusty from being just kind of not having much on it over the past little while, and mark out my roads and modular buildings. Some of these have already been MILS plated, and we got a road plate down there that's done, but a lot of the stuff needs to be MILS plated. But first of all, I do want to kind of just get everything on there, get a general layout, and then we can just start MILS plating stuff as we go along. So yeah, first of all, I'm going to dust this up real quick, so let's do that first. Okay, now that we're all dusted up and stuff, we can start putting plates down, getting stuff going. So I'll give you a general idea. I was thinking of having like the church here and then a roadway coming in this way, one like main street down the center, and then we have that thing going by the church right there, and then another one over here about 2 modulars in because it's like a double base plate, so it's 2 32 by 32s, a road, and then like probably 3 or 4 maybe here, and then 2 32 by 32s, road, and then probably another 4 here. So I don't know if we'll be able to fit all of the modulars on there. Probably not, because I do want that street going down the center. But like I said, we're eventually gonna be able to have another table right next to it here, so we can make it much bigger. And I kind of wanted that like every 4 modulars have a road. So say we went out here, since there's 2 there, we'd have another 2 and a road, and just kind of alternating back and forth, because that's a fairly realistic grid from the very small amount that I know about roadways and stuff. So I think that would look pretty good, and then it wouldn't be just like have road, it would be a little bit more like organic and just look a lot better. From my perspective, at least, I think it would look a lot better with just some alternating roads. So boom and then boom, instead of just roadway going here, and one down the middle or something. So I think it would look like add a lot more visual interest to it. And without further ado, let's actually just get some plates on here, because we definitely got a lot to do here. It'll definitely take a while. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is kind of what we're working with right now. So there's enough space for 3 modulars on either side here, and then 2 there. So we're gonna have roads going all down here, and there, which kind of just eliminates the boringness of a single like intersection. Now I could maybe separate these apart so that there is like 2 modulars separating them between each other, but I did just kind of discover something that has to do with the Eiffel Tower. But first we'll go over kind of what's missing from it. So we have a half modular right there, which is the other half of this guy, and then a full modular right there, which is actually the first modular building that I ever had, and I built it in a box fort. So yeah. But the Eiffel Tower is right about 4 feet and 11 inches. I believe it says it on here somewhere, but I just measured with the tape measure. And the space between this table and the floor up here is 4 feet and 11 inches. Which sounds like it wouldn't fit, but if I kind of like stick the flag in between there, it would totally fit in the Lego City. And since there's only a modular and a half right there, which means that it would be very bare, we are going to have a continuation of this eventually, which is going to have 2 more plates. So that'll be fine, and things will have to be shuffled around eventually when we do get another thing here anyway. And if you see down here, it's pretty much already MILS plated. I could just kind of make some steps and do some basic little changes around the base of the Eiffel Tower, and fit it very nicely in the city. And then we would have a massive like icon. So your view from over here would be Daily Bugle and like all the these modulars and stuff, and then the Eiffel Tower kind of probably over here, I would imagine. Now the other thing I do have to think of is this road will pop out here, and then I'm gonna have another like wall of modulars right here and right here to kind of cover up the backs of these, because you don't want to be staring at the backs of them from like the Eiffel Tower. So we'll have like that, so facing the other way. So there will be another row of modulars right here, which will be basically that row, kind of. It'll be another one of those, and then we'll have a thing over here. But maybe we like cut out a square in the middle or something where that can fit. I don't know exactly how big the base of it is, but I think that'd be really cool. So you should definitely tell me what you think of that idea in the comments below. But this is kind of our layout right here. I don't know if we're gonna MILS plate anything today. Maybe I'll have to check the time, but you'll see by the length of this video if I decide to MILS plate something. But yeah, so it's looking good. We have a bunch of plates down here, and this is just some random cars and stuff that came with some of the modulars, and then of course the Land Rover Defender right there, which is very nice. And eventually we could add, probably not that one, at least not right now. We do have the loop coaster too, but we could add like a sort of theme park, or just like a big green space where we can have some of this stuff sitting, like the carousel and stuff, and like the mixer, or like Ferris wheel, or the UFO ride over there, or just, you know, something like amusement park-ish, because we do have some small little things which we could always put on a sidewalk, because we have plenty of sidewalk space, because there's 6 studs of sidewalk, another 6 studs, so that's 12 studs of sidewalk, and this is like 8 studs wide, I think, with this. But if we take that part off, because that's just part of the sidewalk, it's only like 4 studs wide, 5.5 technically if you count that, or I guess 7 probably over here. But we could very easily stick that like somewhere in there, just have some fun little stuff, maybe by the Eiffel Tower, because that would make bank. We could always stick like vending machines and like little stuff, but I think I'm starting to get carried away. Basically, of course, there's like little alleys and stuff all over. That's another thing that I have to think about, is how I want the alleys to work, because there's like this little alley behind there. Daily Bugle, of course, has an alley right there, and then this one's got an alley behind it, which can connect to some of the other ones, because that's something that I'd like to think about, how I want to map it out and stuff. Because like this one kind of matches up pretty nicely right there, but like back here we have a yard, so we can always like fence that off, just to kind of protect, like, because this is the bookshop, but there's also like a little apartment kind of thing in it, like the bookshop owner lives there. And then like that definitely needs to have like a fenced off yard or something, because, well, it's someone's apartment. But just little things like that I do need to think about a bit more. But for now, this will be the layout, and every so often I'll just like build a couple MILS plates, or at least get some started. So we might do that right now. Apologies for the cut there, I just need to check the time, but it's like 5-ish, so we definitely have time to throw a MILS plate together or something real quick. So what shall we MILS plate today? I'm tempted by the Daily Bugle because we have 4 of those left. And you know what? Screw it. Yeah. Let's go with the Daily Bugle. Okay. So now I'm going to cut to like a spot where I can actually MILS plate this. Because I can't MILS plate it right here now because the table's full. Because this is usually where I used to MILS plate stuff. But I'll bring it over on the workbench over there and clear some stuff off, because that's where I have Rivendell, because I had to move it from the review. But yeah, so let's start MILS plating. Okay, we got moved over here. Another thing that I didn't mention in the last clip is because my road plates have the light gray and stuff, I need to go through and switch all of the dark gray here to light gray, and this light gray stuff here to dark gray, which will be a bit of a pain. But because of that, I don't need to like totally tear these plates apart, and I can get the positions perfect. And although I am color swapping that, I am going to leave this the same, because if I ever want to change it back, then I have the option, and I don't need to like screw around with anything. I don't need to like tear the entire thing apart just to change the color of the plate. So we're sticking with these plates, and first we need to build up the MILS plate, which I'm not using that plate because that would be a pain. So I am just going to grab some plates from over there. There's some base plates in there, and I'll use that kind of like what I used to mark out the city. But I am not going to time-lapse this, even though normally I would. I do got Rivendell and stuff over here. But I just don't feel like time-lapsing it, and I want to get this video out as fast as possible. So I'm not going to bother getting my GoPro out to time-lapse this. So I'll come back once I have the MILS plate built. Okay, so we got our MILS plate built. If you want to see how this is built, you can check out, like, there's tons of videos on how to build MILS plates and stuff. And if you saw some of my shorts, you might have like seen how I do it, but they're really good because they really make this plate firm, and it just kind of looks a lot better. It's all nice and thick. You can also like peel these back and use smaller plates on the top to add like texture and deeper holes and stuff. But since we're just replicating a modular building, we don't need to do any of that. Now, we could always go back and do it eventually. That'd require a bit of teardown and stuff, but that's not really a huge deal. But for what we're doing, it just kind of raises it up a brick and gives it a bit more stability. But on things like my custom church that I built, if you saw some of those videos, at some point I want to make the kind of cemetery a bit bigger, add details, and I can add some like half-dug graves because of the MILS plate, and maybe even like a little pond and stuff. Just add like a lot more texture and like elevation changes and stuff in it because of these MILS plates, and it adds you to do a lot of details like for the roads that wouldn't be able to be made without MILS plates. So yeah, if that said, we're going to replicate all of this, but with a color swap with the light gray and dark gray flipped, except for this, because this doesn't need to be there, and these grates probably don't need to be there either, because they're on the closer side towards the road, if you know what I mean, on the road plates. That's what I'm looking for, geez. So we'll probably eliminate those, and this will just be a row of just solid bricks, except for this. This will probably get pushed onto the road eventually, but for now we're just going to put it on one of these guys. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. I was talking about this guy. But yeah, we're just gonna do that, and I'll figure that out and come back to you when I have something kind of presentable. So yeah, let's go. So that took about an hour or so to get this all transferred over, but we got all transferred over. All the inside details and stuff are good. This is the old plate, but let's bring it over with, of course, these guys. Yes, that is supposed to come off if you, well, you know, have the Daily Bugle. Grab these guys right there. Those just go on the edge right there. I'll fix it later. But let's get over to the city over here. Gotta run over there and turn the lights on so we can get this guy. You cannot see anything. How about now? That's better. So we can get, gotta dump those out real quick. I don't know why I'm trying to do this all in one take, because that is kind of dumb. But got to slip it back on. Got her all MILS plated. That took about an hour or so. And okay, I can't put that on with one hand. There we go. Now we have it all good. So now that's all MILS plated and stuff, I think that's a pretty good note to end the video on, because dinner's been done for a little while and I am going to go eat. So yeah, so what we did is overall we kind of just mapped out the city. We got it all pretty much mapped out. If you have any suggestions about the layout, like how to change it and stuff, if you have any better ideas, like I said, you got a couple extra over there, but we are eventually going to have another table and add on to like that, and add a sidewalk right there. That's why it looks weird right now. But yeah, we even got the correct color right there. I need to switch out the colors on some of these other already MILS plated ones, especially that guy down there. But yeah, we got all that done. We got another set MILS plated, which is great. Just more MILS plated stuff, the better, because all these need to be MILS plated eventually. So we got quite a bit more to do yet. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modular buildings to MILS plate yet. So we got quite a ways to go. So yeah, with that note, we'll leave it off because I'm going to go eat. So see you later. Bye.